A little bit of a lazy weekend, unless you know where to look. And for the XRP ledger, there have always been these on chain metrics that signaled a big run for XRP, and they are flashing green and in a big way. We had some big news out of X that, if you think about it, the real thing that has been missing is retail investors from this crypto bull run we've had. And this really might bring people back in force, and it may be a huge driver of value for XRP. Let's start there. There's a lot to go over, but we see Minus Well saying the following: what are the odds that X money runs on the XRP ledger? And I think there's high odds there. Of course, Elon's gonna have to upgrade the back end of X to run for the future of finance, just like everyone else does. But we don't need that. We don't need that for this to be a big deal here, and this is why. We see head of markets here for X, head of products, Nikita just confirmed that in-app trading is coming in the next few weeks here. This isn't just a UI update. It's a total reimagining of how capital moves on the timeline. They're using something called Smart Cash Tags 2.0. So typically you see these hashtags for Bitcoin or XRP and it brings up the chart. Well, not any longer. It's actually going to trigger a mechanism that allows you to execute trades directly from the timeline. So you read something bullish about XRP, it's got the hashtag there. You can click on it and buy it right there in app. And XRP, it dominates social media. It dominates YouTube and X and all this kind of stuff. So I think this is going to be a big driver of volume and people buying XRP with this new mechanism that's coming out. Along with other cryptocurrencies, it's going to be bullish for everyone. Again, head of product, Nikita, is saying he wants crypto to be huge on X, but without the spam, by embedding official trading links and smart contract verification into these cash tags. X is effectively cleaning up the feed while increasing liquidity. And this is his quote here. X is the best source for financial news. Hundreds of billions of dollars are deployed based on what people read here. And of course, they want to capture some of that value and get some of those fees. Of course, this is going to be big. And hopefully this brings the retail trader back into the game because it's been missing here to date. A lot of action from institutions, but not so much from the retail trader. Now we see the utility gap for XRP Ledger. It just closed. Ripple, no longer a payment company. Yeah, they're in payments. They're going to dominate payments, of course, but that's not all they're doing. It's much bigger here. This is going to be the full stack for the future of finance. Three big catalysts here. RLUSD, it just hit $1.5 billion after the Binance listing. Binance, of course, the biggest exchange in terms of volume globally. And Ripple's stablecoin, it is surging because what's going to make it valuable? Do people trust it? And they should. Again, this is going to be the gold standard for stablecoins. But beyond that, does it have easy access? On and off ramps, and Binance is a big part of that. So hopefully that continues to go across many exchanges here. We want people to move into it and out of it easily. And of course, once it's parked on the Fed balance sheet, that's going to be a game changer. Permission DEX. This is big. Ripple's launching a permission DEX. Think of Uniswap, but with institutional guardrails. Now, I have some information for you that shows that this may not be necessary. And if that's the case, it's even more bullish. What does that mean? We'll get into it. But, a lot going on in this space. XRP is moving out of the courtroom era and into the boardroom era. We see both investment from institutions and also the adoption of this technology. It's totally different than anything we've seen in the past. This is going to be big here. Ripple's officially knocking on the Federal Reserve's door here. In a new filing, Ripple is pushing the Fed to modernize its payment rules. And this is really about direct reserves, holding one-to-one with the Fed. Of course, the gold standard, this is what we want. Discount window access, liquidity protection for stablecoin issuers. Proposed caps, replacing the static 500 million limit with asset-based thresholds and zero credit risk. A pre-funded ACH model for instant risk-free settlement. This is what it is about to be a stablecoin in the future. Ripple National Trust Bank already receiving conditional approval. We need to make that final. Ripple is no longer just a software provider. We're seeing the evolution here. They are becoming a federally regulated bank, and XRP remains the potent liquidity tool for everything that they want to do. Ripple is really shaping the modern financial system, and in a big way here. I asked you this question. Let me know down below what you think. I said on X today. Will XRP break $2 by the end of this month? Man, I think it's going to happen. Things are looking bullish when I'm seeing. I know everyone's saying this is a bear market. It's going to be this long, and prolonged misery tour, but I don't think so. I think we're going to get up and rocking and rolling again. And by tax day, we will be sitting on some big gains. Just my opinion, not financial advice, but let me know down below what you are seeing out there. Is XRP going to start surging and crack $2 before the end of this month? I think it will. I want to let everyone know this. This is amazing. It's one thing on YouTube where you make these videos. Not everyone wants to do that. But on X, you can actually make money now for making posts. And here on X, for the last 2 weeks, Elon paid me $1,183. And a little bit of that is, me posting my own videos, but not much of it. Most of it is just posts, just like this one here. If this is something you're interested in, I'm not going to lie, it takes a little bit of a journey to get there. I mean, just 2 months ago, I was making $25. Now it's surged to $11.83. It's somewhere where you're probably already participating, having fun, and there's a really great opportunity here to make some extra money to buy some crypto. That's what I do with my earnings off of these types of platforms here. Now, this is the important one here. The Clarity Act. It can pave the way for institutions to access permissionless DeFi. So right now, when they're using DeFi, they have to use a gated type of system. That's what Ripple's looking to build out. That's what BlackRock uses right now for their middle platform. Well, this attorney here on Empire Crypto saying actually, with a little bit of tweaking, they might get it there. They might be able to actually hit the regular DeFi rails. That's huge because that's where all the liquidity is. A BIDL, I don't know, is a few $1 billion. When you look at the big ones, there's $70, $80 billion in liquidity, much bigger. And if institutions can dip into those, man, we're ready to go right now. We don't have to build anything up. Now, again, your Ripples, your BlackRocks, they're building for a future where maybe that doesn't happen, but it's looking like we're in striking distance where these institutions, they don't need their segregated systems. Maybe they can dip into the regular ones. That would be a killer boost for crypto as we go forward. Now, this attorney reminded us here, no bill's going to be perfect. You're dealing with government, a bunch of reptilians, let's be honest. Rebecca Reddig, CLO for Jita Labs, reminds people we're shooting for a bill that we can live with. Let's remember where we came from in crypto. And the reality is it ain't going to be perfect. You're dealing with government. Do we get what we need? That's what's most important here. And lastly, the ZAO DAO. Make sure you sign up, participate in this chain, make the XRP ledger really the gold standard for decentralization. This is how you and myself and everyone out there, the regular folk, how we participate in the future of this blockchain. Of course, Fabio, co-founder of the ZAO DAO, he sits on the XRP Ledger Foundation along with Ripple and XRPL Labs. And this is a big deal. This is how we have a voice, and you get to partake in profits of the ZAO DAO. If it makes profits from its investments, it's $10. It's $10 for a lifetime membership. So no matter how big this thing gets, if you're in from day one, you're in for $10. No one's going to be able to take that away. Use your Salmon and your Bifrost wallet. Links down below. Make sure you're joined. This is a big, big movement for the XRP Ledger. We're going to be writing proposals here shortly. Again, link in the pinned comment. Link down in the description. Join. $10. You pay it in XRP for a lifetime membership. This is a game changer. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.